No one likes the thought of growing old. Despite our many human endeavors, who wanted to escape and delay the process of aging, it seems to be an inevitable part of life. While there are ways we can slow down or speed up the rate at which biological aging occurs, but it is still going to happen one way or another. However, a few species can escape the aging process completely. So let's take a look at those animals having the longest lifespans, living under ideal circumstances on Earth. Red sea urchins are believed to be almost immortal. They are found in the shallow water of the Pacific Ocean, along with the west coast of North America. These small, spiny creatures have been known to live for more than 200 years. Koi fish usually live for 25 to 30 years, but there are reports of koi fish that can reach ages of over 200 years old. One famous koi fish in Japan named Hanako died in 1977, and a study of the growth rings of one of her scales reported that she was 226 years old. That is older than the United States of America. The longfin eel native to New Zealand and Australia. These eels often live to 60 years, and the oldest living longfin eel recorded as being 106 years old. Macaws can live up to 60 to 80 years, while their breeding age ranges from 30 to 35 years. Unfortunately, the majority of macaws are now endangered in the wild, and a few are already extinct due to habitat degradation and the illegal pet trade. The giant Galapagos tortoise is the biggest tortoise in the world. They're also one of the laziest, sleeping for nearly 16 hours a day. They are the largest living species of tortoise that can survive well past 100 years, and the oldest recorded is at 152 years. The most famous Galapagos tortoise was Lonesome George, a subspecies who lived on the islands. He was 100 years old and still classed as a young adult. Bowhead whales are one of the longest living mammals in the world. They are uniquely adapted to living all year round in the cold, harsh Arctic seas. They are famous for their complex and beautiful songs, which they use to communicate with each other. They have an average lifespan of 200 years. One whale was even found with fragments of a harpoon dating back to the 1800s in its blubber, experts suggesting that it was at least 130 years old. Greenland sharks can reach ages of 200 years old. although one individual was found that was 400 years old, making it the oldest vertebrate in the world. They live so long because they grow very slowly. They grow about 1 centimeter a year and reach maturity at the age of 100 years. Some collected specimens of ocean quahog have been calculated to be more than 400 years old. These animals show exceptional longevity with the highest reported age of 507 years. Lobsters do not experience biological aging. Generally in humans, during the process of DNA copying and cell division, the protective end caps on chromosomes, called telomeres, slowly get shorter and shorter, and when they are too short, a cell enters senescence and can no longer keep dividing. Lobsters don't have this problem thanks to a never-ending supply of an enzyme called telomerase, which works to keep regenerating telomeres. They produce lots of this enzyme in all of their cells throughout their adult life, allowing them to maintain youthful DNA indefinitely. Unfortunately for lobsters, it's not that simple. They literally grow too big for their own shells. That is, lobsters continually grow larger and larger, but their shells can't change the size, meaning a lifetime of ditching 2 small shells and growing a brand new exoskeleton each time. That takes a fair amount of energy. Eventually, the amount of energy required to mold a shell and grow another new one is simply too much. That is the reason that lobster succumbs to exhaustion, disease, predation, and, finally, shell collapse. Water bears are moreover recognized or commonly known as tardigrades, with the scientific term Hypsibius dujardini, are well known as the toughest organisms on the globe. They have 8 legs and hands with 4 to 8 claws on each. While these tiny animals are almost indestructible and can even survive in outer space, the tardigrade is a phylum, a high-level scientific category of the animal, where humans belong in the chordate phylum, that is animals with spinal cords. There are over 1,000 known species within tardigrade, found until now. At the top of the list is the immortal jellyfish, with the scientific name Turritopus donii. It possesses a unique trait of reversing its aging cycle. Turritopus donii is said to be biologically immortal, which means that if their body starts to deteriorate through age or damage, then it is able to regenerate itself. But in practical they don't live forever, and get injured and eaten, just like other animals. So finally, conclusion is that these organisms are predicted to be beneficial for mankind in the future, as scientists are trying their level best to pull out their aging traits, and through genetic engineering, insert them within humans, which may result in enduring humans, who may never more age out, and finally achieve biological immortality.